We are going to have a little chat with a young gentleman called Ryan Kelly. And Ryan Kelly happens to be a part of that dynamic group called Celtic Thunder, and they have hit America with a great thud. But Ryan actually was, part of Acoustic by Candlelight a few years ago, and that's turned into what is now known as Byrne and Kelly. And it's driven by vocal harmonies. The duo seamlessly dives into combining genres like traditional Irish music and American to create a fresh folk sound. I have heard them on a couple of occasions at the Irish Cultural Centre, I think it was last year, and they just completed, or last year they had actually, a tour of Australia, and they were supposed to be coming over here after that, and they were supposed to be down here in the studio, but that did not materialise. But nonetheless, anyway, it's nice to hear that they're coming back into the area, and I'm talking about Byrne and Kelly. And tell us a little bit. Now, I've noticed that based upon what you guys have done, and I'm going to say this because I know that you wouldn't say it, but you were awarded the best duo in a concert, pub, or festival, and the best new album for Acoustically Irish by the Irish Music Association. In addition, Acoustically Irish took the Billboard #1 position, World Album #1 on iTunes, and the United States, Australia, Canada, Amazon World Album #1, and globally, Global Chart #1. Can your hat still fit on your head?
It all sounds very impressive when you spell it out like that, I tell you, Seamus. I just wonder where all the money went, because that sounds pretty impressive, you know. But no, look, it's incredible. First of all, thanks so much for having me on your show. But yeah, as you say, when you spell out like that, we're so lucky to get the two Irish Music Awards for the album. Acoustically Irish was the first album we released, myself and Neil Byrne, as Byrne and Kelly. And, you know, it's one of those things we put together. That album was very much getting songs that we just always wanted to sing and always wanted to put down on an album. And we decided to do that. Old songs, new songs, you know, songs like Raglan Road were on there, Fields of Athlone Rye was on there, you know, modern Irish songs like Hothouse Flowers, Don't Go, stuff like that was on the album. And we want to try it out to see what way it sounded, because we'd love the live gigs and want to see if people, you know, would like it in the album form. Thankfully they did, as you can see from where the chart positions went. And we've just been going from strength to strength since then. And, you know, we're still at it and looking forward to getting back out to the States to do another tour very, very soon.
And tell me this, how can you cope with this, doing your separate tours and also then combining with Celtic Thunder?
Well, you know, we've been very lucky that way, Seamus, and that Celtic Thunder allows you, of course, there's a massive tours going out with Celtic Thunder. I've been with Celtic Thunder from the very beginning, back in 2007 or 2008 when we first actually started touring. And that takes up a lot of the year. But we've been very lucky that way that, you know, when we have the downtime, it's never downtime, because then myself and Neil get together and work on this Byrne and Kelly stuff and work on the gigging. Because we just love gigging, we love getting out. And I think what keeps me going about it is that, you know, they're two very different things. The Celtic Thunder thing, as your listeners may well know who have come to the shows, it's a big stage, it's the big orchestra, it's a big set, it's a big light, it's all that thing, which is amazing to do, you know. With Byrne and Kelly, it's two guitars, it's a fiddle, and it's a piano. And we're playing the smaller venues, and we're playing acoustic. And it's two very different things, and I think that's what you know, I love doing both of them, and it's great to be able to get the opportunity to do both, you know. And now with Byrne and Kelly, we're actually writing our own music as well. We're in the studio at the minute, going back and forth writing stuff, and we're hoping to get that album out very soon as well. So it's just another different aspect of the whole musical life, you know, which I love doing.
Well, for all of our listeners here that have come from all of the counties, tell us where both of you come from.
Well, Neil Byrne, he's from Bray, County Wicklow. And
a beautiful town.
Beautiful town is right, yeah. I'm myself, I'm further up north. I'm from a village called the Moy in County Tyrone. So I'm a Tyrone man.
And tell me a little bit about, I know that your tour of Australia was extraordinary.
It It was amazing, because it was the first time that we'd done that, and we've been out a few years with Celtic Thunder, and Neil and myself thought, we'd love to try our acoustic, the Byrne and Kelly show out there too. And it's a new market; it was very different, and but it was great. You know yourself, we've been touring America for years. We know there's a lot of expats, and there's a lot of love for the Irish, obviously, in America. There's a lot of Irish now living in Australia too, and the Irish music seems to be going from strength to strength over there as well. And it was a great first tour, so much so that we've actually just announced we're going back to tour there again in October of this year. So we're going out to the US from August till October, and then we go straight from the US and we're going to Australia again and doing a couple of weeks there. So it's great, and can't wait to get back to doing that as well. So we're enjoying the shows, we're enjoying playing this live music, and whether it be the US, Canada, or Australia, the crowds are great, and we just, as long as they still want us, we'll keep doing it.
Well, you certainly have youth on your side. Now you're going to be a few appearances in this area here coming up.
Yeah, well, most specifically, I suppose, is we're back at the Irish Cultural Centre in Canton. We did that last summer, and we're back again, and can't wait. I think this time around, it's going to be a bigger stage and a lot more people there, which is great. And there's a great setup there, and we're really, really looking forward to that one for sure.
Well, I know it's going to be Wednesday. It's September the 16th, and it's going to be at 8 o'clock, and the tickets are $35, and they're available on byrneandkelly.com. Yeah. Again, just another aspect, and we're talking about the cohesion between the very, very different personalities that are in Celtic Thunder, and I guess some of the others, are doing a little bit either solo or duos as well.
Yeah, that's right. And again, I think it's it says a lot about the management of Celtic Thunder, and in that respect, they're very good that way in letting us explore our own musical choices outside of the show itself. And if anybody comes, anybody's familiar with the Celtic Thunder show, there's varying sort of styles, and there's very eclectic mix of different styles of music within the show itself. And so that allows that the 5 guys or 6 guys, depending on which show you're at, basically, who are the singers in the show, and are very different in their respects as well. So it's always nice to be able to go out and do your own stuff as well. And that's what we're doing with this Byrne and Kelly show. We've been doing it for quite a while now. And we just love doing that,
And sad to say, you lost one of your compatriots there a very short time ago.
We did, Big George, and
yes.
it still hurts a lot, as you can imagine, Seamus. As I say, I've been with Celtic Thunder from the very beginning, as was Big George, and your turn, the people you tour with becomes your family, and there's no doubt about that. So when you lose someone like that, it's losing a member of the family, and I always say, when I still go out on the Celtic Thunder stage, you can hear him in every song that he sang, and we'd be singing the songs that we used to sing with him, and you're just waiting for him, his big voice to start, to come in there and boom in, and yeah, it's I know, the fan base has misses him as much as we miss him, and it really was such a tragedy. But he's when you're doing the music and you're doing all these songs, you're doing the Irish songs as we do with Byrne and Kelly, I always think Big George is up there, smiling and singing away, no doubt, up there as well. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's. I think it's just fabulous, and I'm thrilled to bits. Now, I got to tell you that I usually find out when you're coming to this town, not because of your press people, but because of your followers. They just call me and they tell me when you're coming to town, and I just can't believe it. And, they range from like teeny boppers right up to some senior citizens.
We have the most amazing fan base, and you're not the first, media person or anybody to say that and say, I cannot believe how good your fans are. I said, look, believe me, I've been at this for 8 or 9 years. I believe it either, and there's no one who pushes us more or is more loyal to us than our fans are, and they love you to come to their towns and they come to see them, and so we try and it's why these tours that we do are so extensive, because we will try and get to everywhere we can, because there is going to be a fan base there of these people who have been so good to us over the years, and we try and repay them by coming somewhere close, and that's what we try and do. And, this time around specifically to get back to Boston, because there's a big fan base around the New England area and around that area, and we love to see all the people from that area, and so it's repaying them to come along and hear us, to sing songs that we've been singing over the last few years from the different albums we've had, and also, as I say, we're singing, we're writing new material now, so there's going to be a lot of original songs that we haven't even released the album yet that are going to be in this forthcoming tour. So that's exciting for people to hear that, and for us to hear people's reactions to the new songs,
Well, listen, I want to thank you. I noticed that the phone lines are lit already, so I guess I better let you go, or otherwise I'm going to be in big trouble. But listen, thanks an awful lot, and I'll see you, as I saw you the last time, and we'll see you anon when you come to Boston, and that is going to be on September the 16th, I believe it is. Yeah, looking forward to it, Seamus. It's a great, as I said, it's great. The Irish Culture Centre is brilliant there. Yeah. It's great, to play these places that are, keeping the whole culture of Ireland alive in the US, and so it's our pleasure to come and play places like that. And the Irish Culture Centre is great there in Campbell. So we'd love to see as many people as we can come along, and we'd love to say hello to them as well there, Well, Shlán Lath, Gunayri and Boher Lath, and thanks very much for joining us. Gormagat, thanks. Tá fáilte rót. Gormagat.